Hello again, my finely feathered friends, Southern Creator here. Next update on Corellia. So, I have hardly done anything here on the outside. I have, however, figured out what I'm going to do about the track upon which the TIE fighters will go. So, you can see that I have mostly finished the inside of the factory. Not quite done. A few little things to touch up here and there, but I finally decided on the rail being up top. I happened to see one of the episodes of Rebels the other day and was reminded by the fact that this is how they looked. The TIE fighters were rolling on a rail above, so I finally decided I just need to figure this out. So I made a strong enough beam up top to hold the weight that I needed to hold. I initially said I wanted to do 4 or 5 TIE fighters. But once I started getting into this, I realized that really only about 3 can fit in here. So we'll do something with the other couple of ties I want to incorporate. I will end up having 4 or 5, but we'll have 3 on the assembly line. Now moving in here, excuse me, we'll have these workstations where you've got these robotic arms that have tracks they can work on. They're fully functional, moving in various directions. They can twist and turn and so on. So we'll have it such that you'll have pallets of parts, TIE fighter cockpit screens and whatnot, where the machines will come pick them up, then turn. Here we go, and then turn. And I'll have workers here on these platforms where they'll be working on the ties using the robotic arms to do their work as they move along the track here. One thing you'll notice is the yellow and red, the demarcation lines, the bright greens. I work in the heating and air industry. I've been in factories that make air conditioning components multiple times. If you've ever gone to a heavy industrial factory floor, one thing that you'll notice is that they have a lot of lines like this, yellows, greens, and reds, marking off places where you cannot walk. Like here, you see the red and the yellow here. I know it looks like the colors may be a bit bright. That's on purpose. That is how factories look inside. If you ever look at any kind of aircraft manufacturing factory, same way. They're going to have things like this. And then there are places, they actually have paths just like this in big factories where it's the safe zone to walk, where machines will not be swinging and moving. You can see where I've got this main front door here, where it kind of is a break where it shows you, hey, look, stuff's going to be rolling through here. So there, excuse me again, that's kind of what I had in mind in here was this factory floor. Now, right now, it's not very cluttered. Right now, this is rather clean. There's going to be a lot in here. There's going to be rolling tool cabinets, a lot of workers. There's going to be pallets of parts, TIE fighter engines, and TIE fighter front glass, just all kinds of parts that these guys are going to be working on here in the factory floor. Now, one thing that I said I was going to do, let me see if I've got one of these parts around here. Here we go. I said that I was going to get some fans, which I did. These are perfect. So in here, I ended up found that I had 5 of these things. It's always nice when you go through your spare parts buckets and find what you need without having to order stuff. It's fantastic. I only thought I had 2 or 3, but I ended up having 5, so perfect. You can see I finished these off. They look great. I absolutely love the look of this factory floor with these fans, and some of them are in disrepair. You can see like this one's got rust and junk coming from it. I just love this. And here's where I have my mounts for the TIE fighters to sit on as they move along the rail. And I've already tested it out. It holds the weight just fine. It looks great. We'll show that in the next update maybe. So for now, I'm going to leave the rest of the factory floor and filling it in with people and parts and whatnot for another time. I've worked so much on the inside of the factory that I really want to get back to work on the outside here. I really want to add like some machines, some vendors, people selling stuff. I have a lot of commotion. I want to have a little checkpoint here with maybe some Corellian patrol troopers, some checkpoint droids, things like that, kind of making sure that no one goes in the factory who doesn't belong, but have a bunch of people out here selling fish and whatnot. Would be great. I then need to work on this causeway and figure out how I want to finish this. Also, my wife suggested this. She was looking at this and said, you need to have, this is Corellia, it's industrial, nobody cares about any kind of environmental stuff. I want to have like some pipes coming out right here that are just like dumping sludge and chemicals and just stuff into the water, just to really show how nasty this place is. I really think that's a great idea. So I'm gonna be editing this out here, but next update should have a lot more on the front of the factory. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. It's really coming along well. Sorry about my dog whining down the hall, but anyway, this is coming along well. Let me know what you think. Appreciate you watching. Have a good one.